I literally be messing around on these thumbnails. I'm gonna be periodically checking my microphone, but there is one video that I actually wanted to do on here, and I wanted to talk about dreams and symbolism, tarot, and things like that, because I want y'all to understand that you are consciousness. So you're giving meaning to all of these things outside of yourself. Even when you go to see somebody who's like a reader or something, or have somebody do an energy reading for you, understand that what they're going to tell you is whatever current state that you are embodying. This has come to pass for me every single time. I'm not even surprised if I've ever gotten a reading for someone. Usually in the past, I would just let somebody do a reading that offered. I always usually get offered readings. So I'd be like, heck yeah, do a reading for me. There's actually one woman in my life now who's going to do a reading for me. So that's going to be pretty cool. But I had one woman, shout out to her. I actually shouted her out in another video I did. I'm going to call her G. Shout out to G, where she did a like a higher self meditation, seen my higher self, and was like, yo, she was hyping me. She was like, oh, you in the spiritual plane? Crazy. Can't be touched. Nah, but no, she did say that I showed up very powerful and stuff, and I was very appreciative of that. But I felt like it makes sense because I really felt like this divine warrior, like blessed by Athena years ago. And I just laughed that my imagination was helping me create reality along the way. I gotta periodically check that. But what I want to say about dreams, tarot, and all these symbols is understand when you're ever getting a tarot reading or you're doing your human design and all these things, understand that these are all tools to understand your own higher consciousness. But at the end of the day, you're always going to know, like the cards and stuff that you get in readings or whatever a psychic picks up on you is always going to be a reflection of the internal state of what you're being. This has played out for me every time in my life. And I'll say maybe not. Maybe sometimes the cards just definitely don't resonate with you. But every time that you get a reading that seems very close, it's just literally reflecting the things that are already going on within you. Not to say that astrology, tarot, or any of these things are bad, or I don't want to talk down on them. Remember, it's all love. But I just want to say, like, you don't need any of those things. You really don't. It's all within you. I actually never knew how to read tarot, but literally over one day, I ended up picking up a deck of cards. Funny enough, I said that at 222 on the recording. And then I started doing readings for others, and I was able to just do it in flow. And again, I was a really good person to do it because I'm unbiased. That's something you want to look out for if you ever go to someone who's a psychic or a proclaimed psychic or things like that. They have to have unbiased energy because they can just lie about your dream symbolisms or tell you whatever they want. But a real, true, I feel like psychic or someone who honors the path is going to end up telling you things that they're going to make you reflect on you. Like they're going to tell you, hey, here's what this can mean. This is what this can mean. But they're always going to remain in that state of letting you know that it's your own power reflecting these symbols to you, because your subconscious is your connection with God. So whatever symbols are happening in your subconscious mind, even if you have the most wildest dreams, there's something in there for you to pick apart or to realize why you're having these symbols show up in your dreams. These are things for you. So no one can really ever properly decode your dreams. You are the really only one who could decode your dreams. But somebody who understands dream symbolism and symbols that show themselves multiple times can help you can guide you into understanding what each symbol means. But truthfully, at the end of the day, you make the symbols mean a certain thing. But yeah, I remember I remember this dream I had one time that was like, right? I'll share it with y'all and show y'all an example. This is probably scary y'all. Where I asked my higher self, I was like, higher self, I need a sign. I need a sign of what video cut off because my 8 o'clock alarm went off. I got to get ready to walk back before the sun's completely set. But um, I had a dream a long time ago and my face melted off. I was in Texas. I was living in Texas and I laid down on my back and I was like, Source, I need you to show me what I'm doing wrong, right? It was this crazy dream that there was a storm outside. I was in this Walmart parking lot. I went inside and it was just like, the people in the stores, I can no longer recognize their face or their speech. And I was like, what is going on? So I ran to the bathroom and I looked in the mirror and the mirror had this writing on it that said, you know who you are. And it was like this letting go, like my face melted and showed a light beneath, which it was basically trying to tell me, like, first hearing that, you were probably like, what the fuck? That sounds like a horror dream, blah, blah, blah. It was way more intense than that, but I've talked about this dream before. But the dream was showing me that there's a light beneath me where I still had certain parts of my character that I was holding on to. My bro at the time, and still my bro for life in every single life, was telling me, are you just saying you're a god? Are you really embodying this? Because we have all the evidence in the world showing us that everyone is a reflection of us. Are we not surprised when these things happen and come to us? Like, it happened. We get evidence for that. Reality is us pushed out all the time. Literally, he even told me, like, literally, when I had a big artist in the world that I reached out to, one that was on the entire world stage, that is a goat and a god in his own right, who knows it. He literally had a bar in a song where he was, I'm a god, I can't be agnostic. I love that song. But it's funny that the song's called, should I reference Thick Skulls? Why not? But he referenced to when that artist responded to a message I had sent him and actually told me how reality operates. I was like, shit. And he was like, so your dreams, he said you probably really had that dream because your higher self isn't playing around anymore. It's like, stop thinking like a human. We're literally not human. He's like, it's like your consciousness recognized what it is and what it's back here to do, and you keep wanting to play human. You can't play human anymore with the things you know, or you're going to reap the rewards of what it is to be a higher consciousness playing human. And I was like, damn. And in a sense, we are a higher consciousness playing human, as in, like, we're still playing the game of life while we're here. But the idea is to get back to that mindset where you don't operate in that survival human dualistic nature, where you ascend above that and you stop thinking like a human. That really thinking like a human is the thing that's got everybody messed up. It really is, man. Because you got to understand, you validate yourself. You don't need anyone outside of yourself to validate yourself. When it comes to anything, man, love, status, success, this, that. Somebody can feel successful in their heart. You can feel successful in your heart right now. But I don't want to get too far off of the main thing, which is dreams and symbolism. But all of this stuff, tarot, astrology, all the pantheons of gods, they are all symbols for things within your own mind. I've come to realize this. It's funny. I had a esoteric teacher a long time ago say this, and he just validated things I already knew to be true myself, where I had an idea of what they already were, because in my DNA, it's like I already knew things without knowing things when I awakened, or I knew things without having to even research them. For an example, when I was really into the Greek gods, I was very into just like the Egyptian gods, any gods, Mesopotamian gods. Then I realized, oh my gosh, all these gods are aspects of our own consciousness, and you can actually find these people in your daily life who is like, I bet you guys know. So the Greek gods have that notorious behavior for sleeping around, like the depending on the stories of them, right? Well, I bet you can find your Hades and Persephones in your real life, right? And you can find your Zeuses, and you can find your Apollos, and I feel like musicians that are great in the world are under people like, is it, yeah, like Apollo is the musician one, right? I can't remember. Anyways, I'm just going off the dome right now, but you realize all of these deities and all these things, even like being like Shiva, the dancer and creator and destroyer, it's like, I'm a talented dancer where I can. So glad it's still going. So glad we're still going. But I'm a talented dancer. I've been a naturally talented dancer my entire life. I might be under the sign that is Shiva, Shiva the dancer. Like, in reality, moves through me. Like, I can visualize frequency and sound. I've always been able to do it. So the thing is like, these deities are really mirrors of us. Everything in reality is a mirror. So all of these things, tarot, crystals, dreams, it's all reflections of the mind. I just want to say, all these symbols are signs. They're all your dreams are your communication with your subconscious mind. When you start to unlock that world and really get into it, you're tapping into creation. You're tapping into the layer of the astral plane, which you go deeper than that, but you're getting to a very good level where when you start to like wake up within your dreams, oh man, like you wake up in this dream even easier. Like, you start to realize how this is really a dream. Yeah, anyways, I digress. I don't know if I really nailed it on dreams and symbolism, but pretty much there is a lot of things in your dreams that'll pop up that are showing you things that you may have asked that you needed answers to in real life. I've had dreams where I was fucking saving kids and I ended up working at a job that involved working with kids with disabilities. I didn't stay there pretty long, but the thing is in that dream, I had this glowing green energy, and this loud voice in the dream told me, "Remember who you are." And I like exploded with this green energy from my heart, and I woke up sweating. So tell me what that was. Was that Satan giving me my powers? But I say that because it's just funny how I've literally been called Satan in the past, but then this godly figure in my dreams is telling me to wake up and remember who I am. Pay attention to your dreams. They're not accidents. Even the crazy, wild ones where you're in a clown car and then you're a hot dog. What movie showed you where stuff is like that? Everything, everywhere, all at once, because everything is happening right now. Everything, everywhere, all at once is happening now. Time doesn't exist. You are constantly hopping dimensions right now. Even watching this video, you have hopped in the reality where you've seen this guy making the video. But some of you could, like, well, now you can't because I'm in your awareness, but some of you, there would be people out there in a reality where they never see my channel. They would have never known me. They would have went their whole life living without knowing me. Multiple realities exist here now. That's why they show you things like this. That's why there's more multiple parallel universe things coming out more and more, because they're slow dripping you on what reality actually is. Flip the world upside down. Wake up. Love you. I'm out.